guys, we've got a upper air conditioner not working on this house. It's 85 upstairs and it is 95 outside. And I'm waiting for it, but it's going to be a death buzz because of another bad capacitor. And that one is also a 45.5, just like the other one was. Maybe they made a bad batch of those, I don't know. This unit is 6 years old. Yeah, we spiked up to 81 amps trying to start. So luckily it's a nice easy call for a hot day. They're not all like that. Turn the breaker off. And contactor still pulled in. We will check voltage. 0. And take some needle nose. Like I said, I still like to discharge a capacitor even when it's blown before I go sticking stuff in there. Get the fan wire off, the Herm wire off. Get our commons off. And just to be sure, we will test this one as well. 0 and 0. So let's go give him a quote and see what he wants to do, but he doesn't have a choice. Needs a new capacitor. Alright guys, you see I got the umbrella up, get the sun off of me. Slightly fair skinned, I tan a little bit, but I will also burn pretty easy as well. So we'll get that thing up and get the sun off of me. So I'm gonna go ahead and, it's kind of bad timing for this guy. There's 2 systems here that we installed on this house. This is the upstairs, downstairs is over there. And his annual, well, biannual, we do twice a year heating and cooling preventive maintenance service. And today is Wednesday, May 20th. And his cooling maintenance service is scheduled for next Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, 6 days from now. Maybe we would have caught that. I don't know if it would have tested bad or did it blow because it was just the fluid inside of it just broke down and it's weak. Would it have tested bad on the maintenance? I don't know. Because it's popped, I'm not able to actually check it. I don't know if it was weak or not before it popped, but yeah, his maintenance was scheduled next Tuesday, so we probably could have found that on the maintenance, which is why I'm going to give him a reduced price for the repair today. Whenever we find capacitors on a maintenance that are weak and need to be replaced, a contactor that's pitted, little, stuff like that on a maintenance, while we're already on site, we'll do a reduced price on the repair. Just because we're already there, we're not having to make a trip out. So I'm going to go ahead and give him that reduced price. It's about 35% less than what we would charge on an actual service call. So that'll, and I'm not going to charge them for the trip out either. If they have a maintenance plan with us, if we go out on a service call, if you've got a maintenance plan with us, if you actually approve the repair, we will waive the trip charge and just charge you whatever the repair is with the 15% discount applied. So I just got to looking at it and I saw the notes, and he's scheduled, making sure this one's good before I put the wires on it. Yep, 45 and 5. But yeah, minor things. If we use a truck stock motor on an older unit on the maintenance, we go ahead and we'll give you an on-site repair price because we're already there doing the maintenance. And if you approve the repair, you get a better deal than if we have to come out on an actual service call. So it's little things like that we try to do to at least give our maintenance customers a break. And these little jumpers between the contactor and the common on the capacitor, always make sure they're on there snug, because if they're loose, that will be the wire that melts and burns, breaks. You end up with a recall. And it always comes at a bad time. So it's always a bad time for the homeowner if it's something you could have prevented, but it always comes when we're busy, and then it gets squeezed on the schedule, and then you're working late and that kind of thing. So it is what it is. Make sure that one's on there tight. And I typically write the size of the capacitor if the sticker's covered on the side of it, and then the date that I installed it, which today is May 20th, 26. And also, because this unit is registered, that will have a 10-year warranty on it, so we'll warranty this part with Trane, and we get another capacitor back from them, and it all works out in the wash. So anyway, let's turn it back on, see what happens. There we go. Alright, so I've had it on about 10 minutes. Everything seems to be running fine. These umbrellas come in handy when the sun's beating down. I have one, you might want to get one. Don't do much for the rain, but I have a bigger one for that. But anyway, pressures look good. We're at 152 and 367. It is 86 degrees upstairs, so there's a big heat load on that coil right now. And everything seems to be running fine. The compressor, we're at about 9.8, and it's running pretty hard right now. Fan motor, 0.67 on that. Let's just see what our full load amps are on this system real quick. Oh, for a compressor, let's see, outdoor motor, full load amps 0.77, we're at 0.67. And RLA on our compressor, running load amps is 14, we're at 9.5. The LRA would be 72. So we're well under our RLA number. So I think everything's okay. It just had another made in Mexico capacitor, Gentech part on it. Now he's got a jarred. We'll see how that works. But that's what we keep on the truck, so that's what goes in there. But anyway, we'll warranty this one. Maybe we'll come back and put the one Trane gives us back in here. But something simple. At least it's not something he's got to order and wait a month to get, like a coil or a board or some crap like that. So anyway, guys, it is what it is. The summer's not even started yet, so enjoy these capacitor videos. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of them. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, and see you on the next one.